Magandang araw sa inyo lahat mga ka-KJ. This is Ken and this is Earning with Ken and Jen. So, ang topic natin para sa na to is Elements of Financial Statements. Ito po ay lesson 4 ng Basic Accounting. So, let's start. Ano nga ba ang financial statements? Wait lang. So, learning objectives: to know what is financial statements, to know what the five common financial statements are, to know what are the elements of financial statements, to know what are assets, to know what are liabilities, to know what is equity, to know what is income, and to know what are the expenses. So start. Financial statements. So simple and simple. Financial statements are simply the final output of the product of the bookkeeper or the accountant. So ito ay ang final output ng pinakahuling output ng isang bookkeeper or accountant, kung saan magre-release sila ng mga documents or mga statements na naglalaman ng mga epekto ng mga transactions ng business within that accounting period. So, meron tayong 5 common types of financial statements: statement of comprehensive income or income statement, statement of changes in equity, statement of financial position or balance sheet, statement of cash flows, and notes to financial statements. So, magtatalakay pa natin ang mga financial statements na ito sa mga susunod pang mga videos. So, hindi pa po ito ang time natin para dyan. So, elements lang po tayo ngayon. So, what are the elements of financial statements? Meron tayong assets, liabilities, equity, income, and expenses. So, assets, assets, a present economic resource controlled by the entity as a result of past events. What is economic resource? Economic resource is a right that has a potential to produce economic benefits. So, keywords: right, economic benefit, controlled. So, examples po nito is cash, building, furniture and fixtures, land and supplies. So, past events. Ang may nangyari in the past or history na dahilan kung bakit nagkaroon ng kanang asset. So, halimbawa nito ay ang pag-invest mo sa business ng cash, kung saan magkakaroon ka ng cash sa business at magkakaroon ka ng capital sa iyong equity. So, ibig sabihin, meron tayong mga tinatawag ditong mga debit and credit. So, mas malilinaw pa ito. Mas malilinaw pa natin ito sa mga susunod na videos. So, isa pang halimbawa ay ang pagbayad sa iyo ng credit or account ng mga clients para sa service or mga products na iyong binigay o iyong nirender. So, control naman. Ano ang control? Control, ibig sabihin may kakayahan ang entity na kontrolin ang mga assets na nito. So, kung saan may kakayanin silang gamitin ito ng free will o kung ano man ang gusto nilang gawin sa mga assets na ito. So, right? Ibig sabihin, may karapatan ng entity sa assets nila. Kumbaga, sila ang magdedesisyon kung ano ang pwedeng mangyari sa assets na ito. So, ibig sabihin, sila ay may karapatan o may right talaga sila na kung ano man ang mangyari sa assets. So, economic benefit naman, related ito sa generating cash flow, particularly inflow na nasa business, kung saan pwede itong maging galing sa revenue ng business at iba pang services. Ibig sabihin, magkakaroon ito ng cash o magja-generate ito ng cash. So, pwedeng kaya nga nagkaka-base on liquidity ang pag-arrange ng mga assets natin. So, classifications of assets: current assets and non-current assets. Current assets criteria to become 1, cash or cash equivalents, 12 months after the reporting period, not entirely, kasi meron tayong mga rules na ibinibigay dito. Part of the operating cycle, held for the purpose of trading. Example of operating cycle is cash, accounts payable, inventories, accounts receivable, cash. So, ito yung process ng accounting cycle or operating cycle. So, mas matatalakay pa rin yan sa mga susunod na video. So, non-current assets is the residual definition of the current assets. So, excuse me. Una-una sa lahat, Ano ang cash and cash equivalents? 0. So, very clear ito. Kung siya ay cash and cash equivalents, ito ay considered as current assets. So, kung 12 months naman, 12 months after reporting period, not entirely kasi may mga accounts na kahit more than 12 months na, ay current asset pa rin kasi related ito sa business or operating cycle. So, kagaya ito ng accounts payable kung talagang yun yung kung related sa business nila yung pinanggalingan ng accounts payable na yun. So, which is ito po, which is letter C. Ito yung part of the operating cycle. Yung sinasabi ko sa letter B. So, yung letter B or yung 12 months na operating cycle or reporting period after the reporting period. So, held for the purpose of trading or selling kasi magiging cash ito which is the requirement in letter A. So, in short period of time magiging cash ito. Kaya ito ay involved sa current assets. So, non-current assets naman is the residual definition of current assets. So, malinaw naman kung wala sa kriteria ng current assets, ito po ay non-current assets. Liabilities is a present obligation of the entity to transfer an economic resource as a result of past events. So, current liabilities, key points, paid within 12 months, kagaya ng nandoon sa current assets, part of the operating cycle, and held for the purpose of being traded or being traded po hindi held for the purpose of trading. Iba yun. Being traded is, kunwari galing yung accounts payable mo galing sa yun nga, yung pagbili ng isang assets na held for trading. So, yun yung purpose of being traded. Okay? Examples, accounts payable, notes payable, bank loans, mortgage payable, utilities payable. So, yung mga accounts pala natin na i-discuss dito, mas malilinawan po natin ito sa mga susunod na videos. Iisa-isain po natin yan. Okay, so non-current liabilities, residual definition of current liabilities. So, past events, ito ay related din sa past or history. Kagaya ng bumili ka ng inventories on account, so, credit kaya nagkaroon ka ng accounts payable or notes payable kung written. So, okay. Equity naman. Equity is the residual interest of the asset in the asset of the enterprise after deducting all its liabilities. So, ito yung claims ng mga owners or owner sa entity after i-deduct yung mga liabilities. So, dito po napapalob yung accounts related sa owner or owners of the equity. Okay, saan po yan? So, equity, kung paano makukuha ang value ng equity? Ang value ng equity will be or makukuha natin sa kung i-deduct natin ang assets i-deduct natin ang liabilities sa assets. Kasi yun yung pag-aari ng mga owners natin. So, income are increases in assets. Are increases in assets or decreases in liabilities that results in increase in equity other than those relating to contributions from holders of the equity claims. 3 classifications of income: revenue, income or profit, gains. Revenue is the gross earnings of the business. Income are the earnings done regularly or related to the business. And gains are the earnings not related in the business. So, meron tayo ditong yun. So, ibig sabihin pala, kumbaga ito yung earnings ng company, yung income. So, kunwari magkakaroon tayo ng nag-render tayo ng service. Kaya increase siya in asset kasi nagkaroon ka ng service income or accounts receivable kung on account yung pag-render mo ng service. At kung magdededuct ka naman ng liabilities kasi meron tayong unearned income dito na tinatawag. At kung di po pa nagagawa yung service mo, magiging unearned ito. At kung nagawa mo na yung service mo, mababawasan yung unearned. Ibig sabihin nun, makikredit na siya, madedebit na siya. Kagaya ng, kasi yung unearned income kasi, ito po ako ay account ng liability. So, mababawasan yung liability, madadagdagan yung income natin. Okay? So, may example po tayo nito ng income. So, meron tayong fishbowl business. Yan. Fishbowl business. So, meron tayong revenue, kunwari lang revenue ng 100 pesos. Cost ng product is yung yung mga yung mga cost ng labor and materials niyan. Yung cost of product. And yung income naman is yung profit natin. So, kung saan ang revenue ay wala pang bawas na kita ng business. So, revenue is the gross amount. So, yung cost, yung expenses. Tapos, yung cost ng product natin, yung labor and materials. Tapos, yung income naman ay kita ng business minus yung mga related costs or expenses. So if the owner decided to sell their TV for more than its cost, the earnings from the sale will be part of the gains account because it is not related in the business of the owner. So malinaw naman po, kung magsisell tayo ng isang bagay or goods na hindi naman related sa business natin, tapos nagkaroon tayo ng earnings dito, mapupunta po siya sa gains na account kasi hindi siya related sa business natin kasi ito po ay fishbowl, or kunwari naman kung ang business mo naman ay refrigerator business o yung magbebenta ka ng refrigerator tapos nagbenta ka ng TV, hindi siya angkop sa business mo. So, expenses naman are decreases in assets or increases in liabilities that result in decrease in equity other than those related to distributions of the holders to holders of equity claims. So, malino po ito. Yung expenses po is yung mga, kunwari tayo, nagkaroon tayo ng supplies expense. Mababawasan yung supplies natin, madadagdagan yung expenses, mababawasan yung equity. So, yung, kunwari naman magkaroon tayo ng liabilities, yung utilities payable, tapos utilities expense, madadagdagan yung utilities expense, mababawasan yung equity, madadagdagan yung utilities payable. Mas matutungayin pa natin o mas ma-elaborate pa natin yan sa mga susunod na videos. So, 3 classifications of expenses: cost, and loss. Expenses, gross expenses can also either be selling or expenses or administrative expenses. Kasi po yung expenses dito, pwede siyang as general or pwede din as expenses na selling and administrative. So, yung cost, yung directly related sa business or yung kanilang foundation or puhunan. Ito yung mga cost of labor, cost of materials and indirect labor, indirect materials o yung overhead. Tapos yung losses, not related into the business, kagaya ng gains. So, example po ulit, fishbowl business. Tapos, meron tayong revenue, cost, expenses, and income. Revenue, 100 pesos. Cost, and 50 pesos. Expenses ay 25 pesos. At income ay 25 pesos. So, kung saan ang cost, yung cost ay related sa business, at yung expenses ay naman ay related sa business, pero ay yung cost ay yung sa product mismo, at yung expenses naman ay yung mga sa administrative purposes and selling purposes. So, yung mga pag nagbenta ka na may expenses tayo dyan, kagaya ng staff, yon yung mga cost ng mga fees ng staff and etc. So, if the owner decided to sell their TV naman, pero less than its cost, the loss from this sale will be part of the loss account because it is not related in the business of the owner. So, kung sakali naman na gusto na may-ari na ibenta ang kanilang TV na mas less naman sa kanilang cost, the loss from this sale ay magiging loss account because it is not related in the business of the owner. Okay. That's it. Ito po si Ken. This is Earning with Ken and Jen. So, ang topic natin ito ay galing sa YouTube ni Sir Win Accounting Lectures na may titulong Lecture 3, Financial Statements Elements, Fundamentals of Accounting, October 16, 2020, at ito ang kanyang YouTube link. So, sana po may natutunan kayo sa video natin ito, kahit na konti lang, At sana po, please subscribe and click the notification bell para maka-follow po tayo or ma-update tayo sa mga lectures or mga contents ng ating YouTube channel. So that's it. Ito po si Ken. This is Earning with Ken and Jen. Earn with us, even in pajamas. Bye and have a good day.